There was no announcement, no warning, no sign that anything unusual was about to happen. It started on a normal afternoon, in a place filled with normal people. A quiet hall, rows of chairs, soft murmurs of conversation, nothing out of the ordinary, until the question appeared. No one knew who asked it. No one saw anyone stand up. But somehow, everyone heard it. Clear, calm, unavoidable. If you could see the full truth about your life, would you still live it the same way? At first, people laughed. It sounded like one of those deep questions people ask for fun. Something to think about for a moment, and then forget. But this one didn't leave. It stayed, hanging in the air, unanswered. A man in the front row shifted uncomfortably. He had built a life people admired. Good job, respect, stability. From the outside, everything looked perfect. But the question followed him. If you could see the full truth, not the version people see, not the version he tells, the full truth, would he still make the same choices? He looked down. For the first time in a long time, he wasn't sure. Across the room, a woman sat very still. She had spent years convincing herself she was happy, smiling when expected, agreeing when necessary, avoiding the things she didn't want to face. But the question didn't allow avoidance. It didn't argue. It didn't accuse. It simply waited. Would she live the same way if she truly saw everything clearly? Her chest tightened, because deep down, she already knew the answer. One by one, the room grew quieter, not because people were forced to speak, but because something inside them had started to respond. Memories surfaced, decisions revisited, truths quietly acknowledged. No one was being judged, no one was being exposed, but something was happening, something personal, something uncomfortable, and yet something necessary. Minutes passed, or maybe longer. No one could tell, because time felt different in that moment, heavier, slower, real. And then, just like it came, the presence of the question began to fade. The room returned. The sounds came back. People shifted in their seats. Some looked around, as if expecting someone to explain what had just happened. But no one did. There was no explanation, no conclusion, just silence, and a choice to ignore it or to carry it. Slowly, people began to leave, one by one, each person walking out with the same face, but not the same mind, because something had changed, not in the world, but inside them. The question didn't demand action. It didn't force decisions. It simply revealed something most people spend their lives avoiding: clarity. And the strange thing about clarity is, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So the real question isn't what happened in that room. The real question is this: if you were there, if that question was asked directly to you, and you couldn't lie, not to anyone else, but to yourself, would you still be living your life exactly the way you are right now? Or would something quietly begin to change?